body. So he said, but I have against you. Now, we talk about, there I am, we talk about a few things as not too bad. Well, I've just done a few things. I'm not real good in this area, or I've stumbled over here, but it's just a few things. But when you get down to where if Jesus addresses just a few things, then those things are even important. Things that we might not think are important, he does, but he has addressed, I have a few things against you, not just that I want to address with you. I've got these things against you. You're in trouble with these things because you have them. Now that's in the church. You've got them there who hold the doctrine of Balaam, and we all know who the doctrine of Balaam is, and we all know who Balak was, who taught Balak to cast a stumbling block before the children of Israel, to eat things sacrificed to idols, and to commit fornication. So what he's saying is you've got people in your church who are trying to draw people away from the truth. Because when he mentions Balaam and Balak here, this is what he was trying to do. He was trying to cast a stumbling block against Israel. So you've got people in Pergamos who are trying to cast stumbling blocks before those who are faithful.
You'll always find Satan has his people, and he knows where to put them.
He does have those who maybe inadvertently follow him that don't really intend to be following Satan, but as I've always said, either you are a follower of Jesus or you're under the direction of Satan. Surrendered yourself to Jesus. So one of those two things is bound to be true. So apparently in Pergamos, you got both kinds of people. Now, I'm sure every one of you all can think of somewhere that you've been in a church sometime during your lifetime where there were people there who would cast stumbling blocks before the church. Somebody who wants to cause a little trouble or gossip about this one over here, or they don't like, well, here's a good example. They don't like the color of the carpet. They don't like the way the seating is. They don't like the preacher. They don't like peanut. I mean, whatever. There's there's a. Mm-hmm. We all have heard of churches that have split over foolishness, really, basically, and that's kind of what he's talking about. But I think he's carrying it a step farther. You've not only got those in here who are that kind of people. If you've got somebody who's following what he calls the doctrine of Balaam, they're actively engaging in trying to stir up the church, trying to get dissension among the members. Really. Well, we at one time was in a church where a woman who had just came to the altar and seemed to pour out everything she had to God would be everybody considered her a good saintly woman in the church. Not 10 minutes after that, got up and condemned a girl on the other side in church. I mean, it was a whole mess. And the only thing and I was behind the pulpit. I was in charge. So the only thing that kept coming to my mind is you can't have sweet water and bitter water coming from the same place. So one of her two personas was false. Now usually you can decide which one would be the real one. But if you're going to do what she did after coming to the altar like she did, there's more going on there than what you would normally think. She didn't get the sweet at, or she got it. She lost it all, but anyway, it was a whole big mess. And the guy who was pastor there was at the back door, and he should have came and done something. But he sent one of the deacons to the front to tell me to get everybody out of there. So it was a whole big mess. So I know firsthand what it's like to be in the middle of a church split. And I know it caused a lot of dissension. It caused a lot of hard feelings. It caused a lot of things that some people never got over. There was another woman that same night in that same church stood up and said she would never forgive what somebody had said about her husband. The Bible says, if you do not forgive, I will not forgive. So both those ladies have gone on, hopefully, to be with the Lord since then. But there are things in the church that can get stirred up and get blown out of proportion and get to be a big thing. And I think that's kind of the stuff that Jesus is addressing here at Pergamos. You've got people in this church who are not following me the way they're supposed to.
You know, the easiest thing for one of the easiest things for me to do is to forgive. Because I take a look at what I've done before I became a Christian,
Mm-hmm.
and God said I forgive.
Yeah, but that is one of the things that most people struggle with, though, is forgiveness, depending on what the situation was. But forgiveness has nothing to do with the person. It has everything to do with you. You know, it clears you out.
Right. You know, and if you don't have that forgiveness, you're never going to have peace until you release it.
Unforgiveness causes bitterness, and bitterness will kill you. It will absolutely kill you. It can physically kill you. It can get it to where it causes physical harm to your body, and you know, it just this to me. We all we all know that we should be the joyous, most happiest people on the face of the earth. We should be. But we all know instances and can think of probably somebody in particular who are what I always called a sour-faced Christian. They look like they're mad at the world all the time. Nothing ever sits right with them. Then it's just, you know, but yet they're Christian, claim to be Christian. But we have a responsibility. When he talks to these 7 churches, he's talking to White Plains too, and reminding us that, look, I picked 7 churches that all have something going for them, and they all got something bad going on. And I want you to hear what I say to these churches. And if any of these situations arise anytime in the future in a church where you're at, this is what I think you need to do. You need to address it the way that I've said. So he's going on about that. And he says, so hast thou also them which hold the doctrine of the Nicolaitans, which thing I hate. Now, when we get to them, that's a whole nother ball game. But he mentions the Nicolaitans several times when he's talking to the other churches, and every time he talks about that he hates what they do. So that's not good. So when you've got this stuff going on in the church, he says, repent or else. I mean, that's the way it's written here. And it's followed up. But repent or else I will come quickly and I will fight against them with the sword of my mouth. So the Holy Spirit can come into a church and deal with those people directly. And as a whole, he can deal with the way the whole church is responding to what's happening. But that's what he means. Look, you can repent of these things. These people who are doing the wrong things need to repent. The whole church probably needs to repent because of the fact that you've allowed this stuff to happen. So I want this church to repent, or I'm going to come take care of the problem. That's pretty strong language. You know, at one point he said he would remove their candlestick, which is a strong statement. But he says here, you know, if you don't fix the problem, I will. Now, you know, that kind of puts in mind when you're growing up, like if Daddy said, you know, you take care of this, or I'm going to, and you didn't want Daddy to take care of it, so you figured out a way to get it fixed. So, you know, but that's, I mean, there's a whole lot of stuff there. It didn't take places, church has become more of a social event than anything else, where everybody gets together and has a good time for a couple hours and goes home. But church, it is a social event. It is a place for everybody to get together and have a good time together and go home. But the point of it is, while you're here at this event, you need to receive something that will leave with you when you go to take back out to those who need to hear it. Or you need. We talk about it sometimes. I've heard it mentioned that, like a Wednesday night, they'll say this is a refreshing. It's my midweek refreshing because the world's out there. You know, and we need to come back together again and receive a little strength from each other. And that's what the church is. So in one sense, if you want to look from a secular view, it is a social event. But from a godly view, it's a social event with a godly purpose that should spread holiness beyond the walls of where you're at. It's easy to be holy in here. It's harder to be holy out there. And that's where we're supposed to be. Mm. Yeah, that's another way. But I have a few things against thee is another way of saying, look, I'm fixing to pass judgment. If God has something against you, you're in trouble. That's just the way it is. And like I said at the beginning, we look at having a few things as not that big a deal. But everything to God is a big deal. If it's not in His will, it's a big deal. And we might think, well, I don't really, I do this a little bit every once in a while, but it's just a little thing, or maybe I didn't do this the way I was supposed to, but that's not too much. Well, you start adding this one and adding that one, and then next thing you know, you don't have a few things. You got a bunch of stuff. And once it starts, it's easy to build on it and make it worse and worse. And I think that's one thing he's trying to, as Barney would say, nip in the bud right here. This is going on in the church. Repent. You fix it, or I will. So, any other comments about Pergamos? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, there's two types of repentance. There's the repentance from the mouth that really don't mean a whole lot. And then there's the repentance from the heart, which is what the Holy Spirit's looking for. You can say the words all you want to. Saying the words don't matter. I've said that to people who've been on the altar trying to get saved. I've said, look, the words don't matter. It's the attitude of the heart that God's looking for. So, anyway, Pergamos is in trouble. Hopefully they got it worked out. I mean, when you get addressed by Jesus Christ Himself, maybe you should listen. That's just the way. Are we ready to move on to Thyatira? And to the angel of the church in Thyatira write, has his eyes likened to a flame of fire, and his feet are like fine brass. I know thy works and charity and service and faith and patience, and thy works and the last to be more than the first. Notwithstanding, I have a few things against thee, because thou sufferest that woman Jezebel, which calls herself a prophetess, to teach and to seduce my servants to commit fornication and to eat things sacrificed unto idols. And I gave her space to repent of her fornication, and she repented not. Behold, I will cast her into a bed, and them that commit adultery with her into great tribulation, except they repent of their deeds. And I will kill her children with death, and all the churches shall know that I am He which searches the reins and hearts, and I will give unto every one of you according to your works. But unto you I say, and unto the rest in Thyatira, as many as have not this doctrine, and which have not known the depths of Satan as they speak, I will put upon you none other burden, but that which you have already hold fast till I come. And he that overcometh and keeps my works unto the end, to him will I give power himself in a different way this time too. The Son of God, whose eyes are like fire and whose feet are like brass. So he's addressed himself in a different way to every church so far. And unto the angel of the church in Thyatira write, these things saith the Son of God. And he goes on and he says, I know your works. That's good. The works are good. I know your charity. Your charity is good. I know your service. Your service is good. Your faith is good. Your patience is good. And the works and the last to be more than the first. So the works are building. He said, all this stuff's good. But set all that stuff aside. I have a few things against thee. Again, a few things. Now, these few things may be a little bit worse in our minds than Pergamos. These few things, because you suffer or you have allowed that woman Jezebel. Now, we know who the Jezebel was, but there is a Jezebel spirit. And that spirit causes dissension, causes trouble. Just you can go on and on with the things that the spirit of Jezebel causes. But apparently you have a Jezebel spirited woman in your midst who calls herself a prophetess. She teaches, which is already a bad thing. If you've got a Jezebel spirit teacher in your church, you got a problem already. And she seduces my servants. Now, he's not talking about world people here. She seduces my servants, the Christian people, to commit fornication and to eat things sacrificed to idols. Now, here's where the glory of God shows a little bit. And I gave her space to repent. She's in a bad way. She's doing a bad thing. She's leading people astray. Yet, however, I gave her space to repent. I give her a chance. And she repented not. That's in one way, that's saying, look, your chance will run out. You only have so many opportunities. And at one point in time, your last opportunity will come. Now, there are some that believe different ways. Either your last opportunity will come when you take your last breath, or there are people who believe that the Spirit will not always strive with man, which the Bible says, and that at some point or another, he may quit dealing with you and just turn you over to a reprobate mind and let you do what you want. So there's both ways of looking at that. Go ahead. would fit pretty much right in it. You could probably just add that as verses right here to go along with the Jezebel spirit, because and the interesting thing is, just like all of us, no matter how bad she was, he gave her space to repent. He gave her an opportunity. And it says that I will cast her into a bed, and them that commit adultery with her into great tribulation, except they repent of their deeds. Things going to come against them. They're going to have trouble. There's going to be a lot of problems going on. It's kind of like there is a denomination who believes that you have trouble in this life over things that you do, and so, which is true, but there is a denomination that stands on that other than losing the salvation. But they're going to be in some great trouble. They're going to have great tribulations up until the point where I will kill her children with death. Now that's, you can kill somebody's witness, you can kill somebody's reputation, you can kill somebody's influence, but he says I'm going to kill her children with death. That's pretty much black and white right there. Straighten up, or you die. And then he said, all the churches, when this happens, all the churches will know that I am he which searches the reins, and the reins are our insides, and the hearts. And I will give unto every one of you according to your works. That's kind of a double-edged statement there too. If you're a follower of Jezebel's spirit, you're going to reap the reward of your works. If you follow me, you're going to reap the reward of your works.
That's why God gives us the roadmap.
Mm-hmm.
He shows us the direction we need to go.
He is.
And we have a choice to make, whether to go that road or not.
Yeah, he tells us what he wants us to do, but he don't make us do it. So, but this church, of the ones that we've read up to this point, they're in a little bit of trouble. This church's in a whole lot of trouble. Now, the one before this one was in more trouble than the one before that. But it seems that things are kind of progressing so far. But, this is what I'm going to do. You have allowed an unclean, I'm just not even going to call it a Jezebel spirit. You have allowed an unclean spirit into your midst who calls herself a prophetess. She's teaching your children, you're teaching whoever she's teaching. She's teaching them. You're allowing this person to teach, supposedly, my word to my congregation. And it's all wrong. Everything about it's wrong.
It appears that she's been given some type of authority
In the church.
pastor, but it looks like she's been granted some type of authority in this church to influence the individual members.
Mm-hmm. That is what it appears to be.
She's been converted and has gotten seduced is unclear to me. What it is clear to me, it looks like her converts are not part of the household of faith.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to kill them to death.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like he's going to put her on a sick bed, do a bunch of different stuff to try to get her to repent. But it looks like he's going to kill her offspring. That usually means that when he's talking about that usually means he's just not going to kill them. It looks like it's the second death. I mean, it looks like
Yeah.
there's twice dead plucked up by the roots that their names will not be written
In the book of life.
in the Lamb's book of life.
Yeah, they are on their way to eternal destruction.
Probably they were never part of the household. She
That,
probably seduced them from the beginning.
yeah, and like you said, it doesn't say whether she had ever been a believer or not, but she at least has the opportunity to repent. But here's the thing: she did not do it, and you can bring that on up to. You can even bring that on up to when Jesus was on the cross with the thief on each side of him. Both thieves had an opportunity to repent because one of them did it. The other one just cursed God until he died. So there is opportunity. There was opportunity up until the very last breath that Jesus took on the cross for those two. One took advantage of it and one didn't. Here she's got an opportunity to take advantage of the forgiveness of Jesus Christ, and she chooses not to do it. And when he says, I gave her space and she didn't, that's her own decision. I tried, she didn't do it. So it's bad. But unto you I say, and unto the rest in Thyatira, as many as have not this doctrine. So there's some good people in there too. And which have not known the depths of Satan as they speak, I will put upon you none other burden. So they're going to be okay. Which phrase?
Who have not known
The depths of Satan.
I will put on you no other burden. That's a pretty confusing phrase.
Well, I was thinking about something before that, but that's kind of confusing to me too. But the leader of one of the churches in the United States that are all over the United States picked a board member that I knew well, and he told him, "Show me your scars from Satan, or I don't want you on my board. I don't want anybody on my board that don't have scars." So it couldn't be that. So because some people say, well, you have to have trials from Satan or you're not Christian. Others say you have to have them and overcome them, which is probably what he meant.
Mm-hmm.
But what Shane asked about, I'm really not sure
Well,
about, unless they just knew.
it puts me in mind of the phrase in the Old Testament where God tells the Hebrew children that if they remain faithful to him, he will not put on them any of the diseases he puts on the Egyptians. So if you follow me, the things that are going to befall the other people are not going to befall you. And
Also appears to me to go back to that text in Jude where it says, of course, Michael the archangel, he didn't, when he was contending with the body of Moses, he just simply said, the Lord rebuked thee.
mm-hmm.
Then it goes on to say, these people speak evil of what they do not know. It's like they're delving into things that they have no business delving into.
Well, that happens on a regular basis nowadays. You look at anybody who, some people want to laugh it off, but look at anybody who begins to deal with the occult and they don't understand what they're getting into, and the next thing you know, they're into something, and they didn't intend for that to happen. They didn't know it would happen. They didn't understand even how it could happen, but it did.
Yeah, and I think if we're not careful, you can bring the occult right into the church and claim that you're doing something for God.
Mm-hmm.
Catholic Church is known to do this, especially in Central America and South America, where they combine Catholic practices along with
Voodoo does that.
and to me, all that is Beelzebub trying to cast out Beelzebub.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you can get into a situation like that. I find no references in the scripture to do something foolish that goes on. This is the house. The issue is this is the house of God. This building and all of us in it don't belong to the God of this world or the prince of the power of the air. This is a place that's been sanctified by the blood of Jesus Christ and houses the Spirit of the living God, a place where liberty and power resides. We don't need to be delving off into that kind of foolishness.
Mm-hmm. He follows that up with the next verse. He said, but that which you have already, you're already in the will of God, let's say. Hold fast that until I come. What you've already got, if you are not under the influence of this other doctrine, hang on to what you got till I come. And he that overcomes and keeps my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. Now, we've heard that there's a lot of different theologies surrounding he that overcomes, and a lot of different ways of looking at it. But what it says right here is, if you have me, hold on to me until I come back. And if you overcome all this stuff, when I come back, you're going to have power. You know, and you can have power here on this earth in God. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron. As the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to pieces, even as I received of my Father. And I will give him the morning star. He that has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit says unto the churches. So there's a lot of influences going on, but if we have the right influence, we need to hang on to that. Anything else?
Well, you know, as long as I got peace with God, I know I'm all right. But if I sense no peace with God, I better
Better
get straightened up again.
get it worked out.
Yeah. So he lets me know if I'm on the track or off the track.
Mm-hmm.